are dealing with quadratic, you know that the formula of quadratic equations would be something like ax squared plus bx plus c, right, is equal to 0. These are quadratic equations, and usually you can solve them with this formula: x is equal to minus b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. This is the quadratic formula. You are not going to see the equal sign, but you are going to see the symbols that we talked about to represent inequality, or when we are talking about inequality. So instead of this, you are going to have this. So let's have an example. So what do we do when we are given this type of equation? Okay, what would we do if it was an equal 0? We know that we would just start by factorizing here, or you could use the quadratic formula and then you find the values that you find. We're going to do it by factorization because it's going to be easy. That way, x plus 3, right? If I factor out x here, there will be x left, and here there will be 3 left. So instead of having this, I'm going to put an equal sign, and I say equals 0. I'm ignoring whatever inequality sign that I have here. And then I will have either our x is equal to 0 or our x plus 3 is equal to 0. That's how we actually solve these equations, right? Then it means that we take 3 to the other side, just like how we solve normal linear equations. This is a linear equation now. Then this one becomes -3. So we have 2 points, -3 and 0. By the way, what you've just calculated right now are called critical values. So in all quadratic equations, you need to find what we call critical values. And critical values are just solving the quadratic equation, or solving the equation that you are given by just putting in equal sign instead of the inequality sign, right? Then you just solve and you get the values that you have. So when you get those values, what are you going to do? You are going to draw a number line. On that number line, the smallest of the critical values that you have 2 critical values, x is equal to 0 and x is equal to 3. The smallest of those is going to come to the left. And which one is the smallest? Of course, -3 is the smallest. And 0 is the biggest. It comes right here, 0. So if you are looking very carefully at my number line, we have divided our number line into 3 portions, right? Into 3 portions. There's a portion before the critical value, starting from here going backwards. Then there's a portion between the critical values, and there's a portion after the critical values. And so we are going to have 3 portions, remember? 3 portions. Okay, in the first portion, we are going to use -5. Okay, let's use -5. So we substitute into the equation, which is saying x squared plus 3x. So we have -5 squared plus 3 times -5. What answer do I get here? I get 25 subtract 15, and the answer is positive. Yes, positive what? We don't really care about the answer being a number like 10 or 15, whatever. We just need to know, is it positive or negative? It's positive. So right here, the graph is going to be positive. Okay, let's pick another value from in between the critical values right here. We need a value. Okay, we can take -2. -2 is found right here. That's the second portion. So I'm going to calculate using that. That's saying -2 squared plus 3 times -2. I'm just substituting -2 into this equation to see if my answer is going to be positive or negative. This gives us 4 minus 6, and the answer is going to be negative. We are not interested in the number, we are just interested in the sign. So right here, it's going to be negative. Okay, then lastly, The last portion is this one. We pick any number that is found to the right of 0. And which number exactly is that? Of course, you are going to have, let's say 5 or 10 is okay. Let's just use 5. Then we have 5 squared plus 3 times 5. What would we get here? 5 squared is 25 plus 15. Is it a negative number or a positive number? You and I know that this is a positive number. We have positive here. Okay, fine. What we need to do now after this part is to draw the graph. And the graph we are going to draw, we need to ask from here, is it a smiling graph or a sad graph? The type of graph that is going like this is a smiling graph. If it's going like this, it's a sad graph. So this one is a smiling graph because the smiling graph, we look at the coefficient of x squared, or this a. If it's positive, it's smiling. If it's negative, it's sad. So here, it's positive. That's the coefficient of x squared. It's positive. Therefore, it's a smiling graph. So I'm going to draw my smiling graph. Now I have my smiling graph. Now let's analyze. Let's try to understand what the question is saying. The question is saying x squared plus 3x, which is this graph that we've just drawn, is less than 0. Less than 0 means what, ladies and gentlemen? Okay, let me draw here. And 0 is here. Less than 0 means under 0. What sign is found there if I'm going up? Which sign is found right here? It's negative, right? And which sign is found there is positive. So when we are saying less than 0, the numbers that are less than 0, it's not a secret that they are negative. So where do we see negative on the parts that we've just, on the graph that we've drawn here? The negative section, the negative section is found right here. This is positive, this is positive. The negative section is here. So we come here and we shed. Okay, now we can see that our x is between two numbers, -3 and 0. So we write x, then we check our sign. It doesn't have a line below, so we don't put a line because it's not there. Our x is less than 0. Less than 0 means to the left of 0, right? Yes, to the left of 0 means less than. Now, to the right is greater than. So x is actually greater than -3. Remember what I said when we are writing this, where we are reading from, gives us the clue of like which values are we talking about. So x is greater than -3 but less than 0. Which values are they? They are found here in the shaded part. So that's how we write the answer in inequality form, in inequality form. But if I wanted to write this in interval notation, I would just write x is an element of, and would start by what? By -3. Why are we using an open interval? Because right here, the symbol here for inequality, it doesn't have a line below. So we use this one and up to 0. So this is the answer. Whether you write this, you are correct, or you write the other one, you are correct. This is still inequality. Okay, let's move to the last example, and then